Hi everyone. In the previous video, we created a Kafka topic and published our very first message. In this video, we'll do the opposite. Instead of sending a message, we'll build a Kafka consumer that reads a message from the topic. As a tester, it is an important step because we often need to verify that a message was successfully published and can be consumed successfully. Now let's look at this code. First, we have a Kafka consumer and it is connected to our local Kafka broker running on the local host port 9092. Next, we have group ID, which is given a value of a demo group. So this is called consumer group ID. You think of your consumer group ID as an identity of a consumer. Kafka uses it to remember which messages have already been read. Then we set the auto offset reset to the earliest. So this value tells Kafka that if the consumer group has never read from this topic before, it should start from the very first available message. Finally, we'll subscribe to the topic Kafka testing. So when we run this program, we will have to receive this message like Kafka testing demo and the partition and the offset and the value. Hello Kafka, this is my first message. It has to be received 4 times because what right now you're seeing is Kafka demo. So what you're right now seeing is this message has been run 4 times. So this is my producer message, and in that we produced a message 4 times. So I was running this program for the fourth time. It was sending this message, and hence the offset value was. So now when I come to my Kafka consumer, so in this I have given the group ID as group demo, and it has already received the fourth message. What I'm going to show you is I'm going to change this group ID to demo QA group and run this Kafka consumer. So this is a brand new group ID with the auto offset reset is equals to earliest. So what happens is, so this consumer is going to be connected to your Kafka and it's going to poll for the messages. Since the message has been already published in the previous video, Kafka returns that stored message. So like I said, my producer has produced the hello Kafka. This is my first testing message. So initially it was 0 and then 1 offset and that is 2 and then 3 and then there's a fourth message. The consumer has successfully read all the 4 offsets that has been sent by the producer. Now we are still waiting if any new message is going to be received in this. So for that, what we can do now is, now we have this demo QA group as the group ID and your offset is earliest and we have already received all the 4 messages that came from the producer. Let's try to rerun. So now when you try to reread this same topic, Kafka testing demo, for the same consumer ID, which is your demo QA group, since you have already consumed the messages, Kafka will not allow you to read it from the beginning again because your offset is earliest here and the group ID is same group ID and the messages are not. Suppose if the group ID is going to be a different group ID, you will be able to receive the same message. So just assume that a fresh Kafka consumer has consumed all the messages from the producer. In case if this has to print the fifth message, we'll have to rerun the Kafka producer again. I'm going to try to show you how the Kafka producer is going to create the fifth offset message. So now I'm running the producer. Yeah, the message has been successfully delivered and the offset value is 5. Now let's come to the Kafka consumer and check if the fifth message has been received. Yes. So now when you look at this, it is not printing from the first 4 messages that it was receiving because the group ID is already gathered the message that has come from the Kafka producer for the topic Kafka testing demo. This is the only message which is so we have 2 group IDs which are having subscribe to the Kafka testing demo. Now we'll need to know why this was specifically repeated twice is, unlike a traditional message queue, Kafka stores message for configurable period of time. That means consumers can read even after they were produced, depending on their consumer group and offset. This is one reason Kafka is so useful for the event-driven systems. So now the producer I want to close the producer app completely and then let's try to rerun I still have the same group ID. Let's try to rerun the consumer again. So there is no new message that this group ID has to receive. Like the subscriber demo QA group is not having any new message produced by the producer. The producer had only 5 offset value of messages, and all the 5 values are received at the consumer. Now we are waiting for any new message to be come from the. So far we've learned how to produce a message and how to consume the message. In the next video, we'll move closer to real test automation by validating the consumed message automatically instead of printing them. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next